Welcome to the Unveiling Shadows podcast. I'm your host, Kimberly Mosby. Join me as I dive into powerful stories of resilience and strength. In each episode, I sit down with guests who have faced similar journeys of coercive control, financial manipulation, and personal invasion. Together, we uncover the shadows, share our experiences, and inspire others to reclaim their lives. Tune in, listen, and be a part of the community that stands tall against the forces that seek to control us.
Hello, everyone. I am going to share a little bit of this book. It's called The Targeted Individual's Handbook, Combating Gang Stalking and Direct Energy Warfare. There are some things in the beginning of the book that I don't agree with on page 2. It talks about the white race being superior race, which I don't really believe that, but I think we're all targets, and targeted individuals can identify this on more particularly what gang stalking is. It's a targeted individual handbook, a handbook for targeted individuals to identify and counter gang stalking and direct energy weapons. So what and why, who, solutions, references, and marching orders. Let's go with the what and why. We're going to go with the definition in this handbook on what gang stalking is. So organized stalking is a well-organized occult form of covert harassment used against an individual. It is done by large groups of people who systematically and repeatedly harass individuals. This has also been called cause stalking, gang stalking, and community-based harassment, organized vigilante stalking, vengeance stalking, terrorist stalking, revenge stalking, covert action, state-sponsored harassment, microwave harassment, microwave mind control, etc. All of these labels explain the same basic phenomenon. Because once you're a target, there's literally at this point probably nothing that you can do about it. So, the terror campaigns, the hidden evil, mobbing, also referred to by some as bullying, psychological terrorism, and organizational violence, is described as a collective form of psychological violence in which many individuals unite to prosecute an individual mobbing in a way of destroying a person without using any physical means. Degrading themes are often used to prevent people from coming forward, which is why I'm saying the more people come out, the better, especially if we know what's happening and we need to support each other and start speaking out. Operations designed to intimidate and destabilize targeted individuals, or TIs for short, by subjecting them to repeated disappointment and to socially alienate them by interfering with and disrupting their relationships with others, as in social undermining. The aim was to introduce personal crisis in victims, leaving them too unnerved and psychologically distressed to have the time and energy for anti-government activism. What we're seeing now is a globally coordinated and organized effort of control and conformity. If you will not comply, they will make you. Many countries around the world are currently using a model of policing called community orientated policing. Organized stalking is a form of terrorism used against an individual in a malicious attempt to reduce the quality of a person's life, so they will have a nervous breakdown, become imprisoned or institutionalized. I talked about that on one of my podcasts, experience constant mental, emotional, or physical pain, become homeless, and or commit suicide. This is done using well-orchestrated accusations, lies, rumors, bogus investigations, setups, framings, intimidation, overt or covert threats, vandalism, theft, sabotage, torture, humiliation, emotional terror, and general harassment. It is a ganging up by members of the community who follow an organized method and participate in systematic terrorizing of an individual. And then it says, what are the goals of gang stalking? I never would gang stalk. So I don't understand these people, My mind doesn't go there, and hopefully, yours doesn't either. What are the goals of gang stalking? The usual goal is to isolate the target from all forms of support so that the target can be set up in the future for arrest, institutionalization, or forced suicide. Yes, I've experienced that. They tried to put me away for 360 days against my will from rumors, which that wasn't okay, which has brought me here today, right? To help other people because I know that I'm not the only one. Organized harassment is a form of the fourth generation warfare, is a form of political information warfare waged against civilians by state or other entity. It utilizes civilian and military, indeed all of society, to target civilian adversaries, domestic state enemies, people who won't comply, basically, who value national sovereignty. This never-ending systematic harassment, influence, and manipulation of the targeted individual, specifically designed to control the target with the aim of keeping them in line for the destruction of their soul. Yeah, some people have said that this is like a spiritual war. I believe to a certain extent it is, because you have to have a strong spirit in order to survive it. But I also think that there's a lot more to it than that. They're hiding a lot of information that they don't want you to know. So the more research you do and the more people that they try to silence that you listen to form your own definition of what's going on, then the better. Because common sense right now is not common, and people need to start doing research. Like, why did all these people get kicked off social media platforms that were spewing misinformation when you can form your own conclusion on what's going on by logical deduction, I feel. So hopefully this little clip helped, and hopefully you got something good out of it. So if you like the material that I'm giving to you, hit like and subscribe and share. Stay strong. You got this.
Thank you for listening to the Unveiling Shadows podcast. I hope today's episode has shed light on the experiences that too often remain hidden. If you or someone you know has a story to share, please reach out to me. Remember, you're not alone and your voice matters. Follow me on social media and subscribe to the podcast for more inspiring stories. Until next time, stay strong and keep unveiling the shadows.